People, I showed my lead and my molds and stuff, and I had a lot of questions on how it was made. So this is how it's made, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. We're going to get started. So anybody that wants to come on in, because we're getting ready to get started. First of all, I have lead left over from when I pour lead. You have these pieces, and you just remelt them. I just drop them back in there, remelt them till they're all gone. That's what we do. What I do. They'll melt down, ready to go. Then we get some impurities in lead. Lead is not pure, so this way you get all the impurities out. I just take a spoon and you go around the top, and all the impurities will come to the top. Take them out, and I have a clay pot here I dump them in. You dump them in the clay pot, of course, so they don't catch on fire. And I pour egg sinkers. That's an egg sinker here, egg sinker mold. I pour egg sinkers here. I have what, 9 different sizes in there, from 1/8 ounce up to 3 ounce egg sinkers. I pour no roll, and I have from 1.5 up to 5 in the no roll. And we're going to pour some right now. Always got to be safe. And I do my lead outside in the air because you don't want to breathe those lead fumes. So wear leather gloves to check your hands because that lead is hot. What you do is you take this here fits right into this mold. You just slide it right off in the end there. Somebody's calling me. I'll call them back. Sticks out the other side, and we're ready to put hot lead in there. So what you do, you get gloves on. We got our mold. We're ready to go. We roll up here. We line it up, and you pour it right in those holes. I hope you can see those holes. Pour it really slow. You hold it for a second. Now it's already cooled down. You set that down. I broke the leg on my pot. I need to figure out how to fix it. Got that over there. Now you take your hello Mason, how you doing? My day's going wonderful. It'd been better if I could go fishing, but it's kind of stormy here in Georgia, so I said, what the heck, I need lead, so I might as well pour lead. And I thank you for joining in and watching. Appreciate it very much. You give that a little twist, you pull that out. And when you get done, your lead will just fall right out. Then what you do, I take my pliers. All right, you love fishing. That's great. You fish, you'll stay out of trouble. Fishing is great for you. I don't know how old you are, but I've been fishing for, well, I'm 62, and I've been fishing as long as I can remember. Hey, Georgia is rainy, but as soon as it gives me a break, I'll be down there catching them old catfish. And I'm going to show you once I get all these bottoms pulled off. Can't see it with my gloves on, they so big. Fishing online, that ain't fair. Well, I should say, what are you fishing for online? That's what it is. When you break those off, you just drop them right back in that lead pot. All right. Now we've gotten those broke off, and I'll show you those little ones. Take the glove off. See, we have all the way down from this little bitty one that is 1/8 of an ounce, all the way up to these 3-ounce ones, these big ones here. I am making lead to fish with. If you stay with me, I'm going to show you how to use it as soon as I get through showing you how you make it. So don't go anywhere, Mason. Stay with me, and I'll show you how it's used. We're going to pour some of these big ones also. So we're going to just flip that mold over. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to stick that right off in there and pour away. Give that a second to cool off. While that's cooling off for a second, we're going to put a little more lead in here because I'm going to show you how to pour some of those big ones. And they take a little bit more lead. All right, that fish, wicked tuna. That's a little bit too much for me. I've been down to Mexico and fished for tuna, but they're close to the bank. You ain't way out there. And there's my buddy Calvin down south hunting and fishing. Oh, I wanted to go fishing today, Calvin, but it's raining, so I thought I'd just make a little video to show people how I make my lead. So here we go. We're gonna. Oh, we already poured them. Just take this, give it a twist, pull that baby out. Same thing. You just drop them out. Bam. Now we grab our pliers, we grab that piece we want to break off, and boom. We just twist it right off. Well, that's one of those big 3-ounce ones. Hope you can see that with my gloves on the way. We're going to break all those off, and then we're going to pour some no rolls. Well, the biggest fish I ever caught is a sturgeon when I lived in Oregon, and he was about 9.5 feet long. I don't know how much he weighed, but he was about 9.5 feet long. Biggest catfish I caught, the 42-pound flathead. What about you, Mason? What's the biggest fish you've caught? All right, now we are going to pour some of the no rolls. I got 3, 4, and 5 in this particular mold. So we close that baby up, and you put these, I call them sticks, these little sticks in here. They go all the way across. Man, this rain is really coming down. That means we may get some high water, and I love high water. That's my favorite thing. Oops, something ain't sitting right. Where we not right at? Oh, right here. All right, we got our molds in there. Let's see. Mason caught that big. It was like a foot long. What kind of fish was it, Mason? A 2-foot catfish, actually. All right. Watching from Pakistan. Hello. How are you doing way out in Pakistan? That's cool. I enjoy when people come in from all around the world. Was it a channel cat or a flathead or a blue cat, Mason? Where are you from, Mason? Right, we got those all poured. We'll let this sit for a sec. While my leg broke on here, I got to get that leg fixed. There we go. All right, let me see. A gentleman from Pakistan. Mason, we know you're in the U.S. What state are you in? North Carolina. I was in North Carolina last spring fishing the Cape Fear River. I didn't catch any big catfish, but I caught a few smaller ones. None of them big monsters that the Cape Fear is famous for. All right. Now we got our no rolls out. What you do with those, you take your pliers here, you grab on, give it a twist. And that pulls right out. You do the same on all of them. Same thing, you break off that little tab, put it back in the pot. We'll lay our lid down. We get us a lid for maybe fishing tomorrow if this rain keeps up. Depends on how much we get. I got some spots I'll go and hit. All right, now that we've poured the lid, here's the part, Mason. I'm going to show you how to use this lead I poured. What we're going to do first, we're going to get us some line here. I use Trilene Big Game Mono because it's bright green and I can see it. When you get old, you can't see. So I can see that, and I like mono for fishing catfish, especially where I fish at. Lots of rocks. They get you down in the rocks, but that mono will still hold on, even if it gets all scratched up. It'll still get your fish to the bank. We're going to tie a snell knot here. This is actually an egg knot, but it's a snail egg knot that I used to tie when I lived in Oregon for salmon fishing. And what you do is you have a loop here. When I use liver, I use it too also, you can. So you have a loop there and you can put bait in there and see, then it hooks right onto it. I hope you can see that. And you always want to tie a snell knot, especially with the circle hook, because if you take this hook and if it's flat, see how it's flat on my arm? Well, as soon as I start to pull it, as soon as it gets to the top, it rotates up right into my finger. And that's just how you want it to rotate into that old catfish. So here, this is the setup I use. I take and I put a bead on. I want to thank everybody that's watching me. I'm getting so into taking care of showing you how to do this lead and stuff. Hello from Tampa Bay. I need to come to Tampa Bay. My cousin lives in Tampa Bay and she's been trying to get me to come down there and go fishing. I'm going to have to make it down there. So, we got our circle hook, we got a bead, and then we got these rattles. They make noise. Hope you can hear it. We put our rattle on, and then I like to put a bead over the top of it because I'm going to put a bobber on to float it up off the bottom. So we got that right there. That way it's going to float up off the bottom. Then I use these bobbers because they're cheap, to be honest with you. There are several things you can use. You can use this here. Looks like a czar spook to me, but they're very expensive. And I mainly fish from the bank, and I can't afford to lose $7, $8. If I throw out 2 or 3 times and get hung up, I done lost 20 bucks. I know. These here, I can get a whole bunch of them, 25 of them for like $5.99 or something. Very cheap. And they'll do the same thing. All we want them to do is float that bait up off the bottom. So here we go. By the way, guys, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel, Bruce's Outdoors, or at least go take me a look and see what you think. Now, Mason, we got our hook on, we got our bead on, we got our bobber on. Now we're going to put our swivel on, barrel swivel. All right, we got our setup right there. But now, we'll get some more line here. We will tie on to our other end of our swivel. This would be the one that's going to your rod here. This is the one going to your rod. So, all right. So we got our bobber, our hook, our rattle. Now we're going to put our no roll on. Here's our no roll. Getting ready to put it on. Thank you very much, Mason, for subscribing. All right, we got our lead. This is going up to our main line here. So we cast out, boom, our no roll hits and sits like this here. What this bobber does, it floats that bait right up off off the ground, off the bottom of the river, just like that. And that puts it more in the fish's strike zone, because if it's laying right on the bottom, it's going to be a little harder to see. But if it's up, putting out scent, he's going to come and he's gonna eat it. So this is the main one I use all the time right here, probably 90% of the time. Sometimes without bobbers, but most of the time with bobbers, because like I said, it's affordable. I can't afford to use these $6 ones. I'm going to show you how to hook up that $6 one too. Just in case you want to use them. You can use whatever you like. That's strictly up to you. We'll grab us another circle hook. I always use circle hooks, but you can use whatever kind of hooks you want. That's the one thing about fishing. There's no right way and there's no wrong way. Because one day you can go out and catch fish like crazy. The next day you may not catch nothing. Had that yesterday. 2 days ago we were catching fish like crazy. Me and my buddy, we went out yesterday and he got one little bitty flathead. So that's why it's called fishing. All right, we got a hook tie. Let me see what you're saying. What bait do you use? I use mainly cut brim. Cut brim and live brim, because like I said, I mainly like to fish for flatheads. And flatheads like live brim and they'll eat cut bait. You catch blues on cut bait also. And mostly I do that because everywhere you got water, just about in the United States, you got bluegill or brim, whatever you want to call them. They're everywhere. So a fish is going to eat them all the time. That's a staple. He eats that all the time. He knows it's there 365 days a year. He's eating bluegill, brim, whatever you want to call them, some sort of panfish. So if that's what's in the river or the lake where you're fishing at, and it's legal in your state, got to be careful. Not all states can you use live bait, or there's all different kinds of rules. So make sure you check your rules. They're pretty liberal down here in Georgia. I'm from Oregon, where you can't use nothing live but a worm. Other than that, no, no, no. So just make sure you check your rules. Make sure you can use live bait. If you can, get your live bait out there, because it will produce for you. Cut bait will produce also, but I just like my live bait. Okay, this big baby rattles. I know you can hear that. And here you go. It's going to be the same principle. We get our lid on. Our lid's sitting on the bottom. Boom. This is going to float up. And there we go. And our bait's right out here, for that old Mr. Catfish to come right along and nab him up. Well, I've enjoyed interacting with everybody. And if you haven't, go take a look at my channel. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I appreciate it very much. Hopefully, I plan to go live today fishing, but it's storming. So the camera and phone and all that stuff can't get wet. So hopefully tomorrow I can go live. And I'll have to check the weather to see what time I'm going to go live. And that's my next plan, is to go fly live, and hopefully you can catch me live when I'm catching some fish. And if you go check out my channel, I got a couple lives on there where I was catching some fish. You may have to scroll through it a little bit to get to where the fish is at, but yeah, I was catching some fish. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I enjoyed it. Mason, enjoyed talking with you. I want you to send me a picture of that big fish when you catch it. I know you're going to catch him. You just got to stay after it. And if you have any questions, you can send me a message on my YouTube channel, or you can find me on Facebook under Bruce Thompson, or you can email me at Bruce's Outdoors. Any of those ways you can get a hold of me if you have any questions about fishing. I'll try and answer the best I can. Like I said, I've been fishing for a long time. I know a little bit about fishing. But if you have a question that you can't get figured out, or you just want to talk fishing, feel free to hook me up. I don't mind talking fishing. I'm either fishing, talking fishing, or going fishing. So everybody have a good day. I'm going to thank you, Mason. I enjoyed you. And I want you to catch a big one now. You got to send me a picture of that big one. We got spring coming up here not too long. It's going to be here before you know it. And them big boys will be out prowling. And that's the time to get that old big one. So, good luck on the fishing trip. All right, thank you. I'm gonna get out there. I don't mind the rain. I just hope we get enough to make the river rise a little bit, or either just stop. Because I really like fishing high water. High water fishing is my thing. Oh man, do I love fishing high water. The higher, the better. And never seen it where it wasn't too high. But I just want to thank everybody for joining in. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for joining in. Really enjoyed talking to you, Mason. You have a good day, and I'm going to sign off here, and I think I'm going to go cook me some dinner and get ready to watch Monday Night Football because my Oregon Ducks won this weekend. All right, it'll be a catfish. It's going to be a while before I go back down to Mexico tuna fishing. Kurt Allen. How you doing, Kurt? Nice to holler at you. Hope you got in to see us pouring up some lead, and I was showing you some hook setups that I use, and like I told everybody, there's no right way or no wrong way. Whatever works for you, that's what you do. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're getting outside and you're having some fun and enjoying yourself. I think everybody these days, everybody's got all this anxiety and all this other stuff. I think if you get outside and outdoors and enjoy yourself, a lot of that will go away because you will get out and have some fun. Hold on. Oregon on the top, my friend. Yes, Oregon. My Ducks. Been a Duck fan for many, many years. Even my 49ers won yesterday, so it's going to be great. My 49ers still got a little chance maybe to make the playoffs. My Ducks just got to keep winning so we can bring home that national championship. It's been eluding us for many years. So you guys have a good evening. I'm going to check the weather, and when I check the weather, I will post what time I'm going to go live tomorrow, and that way you guys can join in with me tomorrow, and hopefully we're catching fish is what I'm hope we're going to be doing. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. We're going to have a good day. I'm going to, like I said, go. Oh, wait a minute. Kurt said something about the Vikings. Hold on. Let me look at that. Oh, who said something about, Vikings. Oh, Kurt, I don't know about them Vikings. They look pretty good, though. My 49ers, we got a lot of injuries, but we're going to hang in there, and we're gonna sneak into the playoffs, and we may do something. All right, Mason. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Have a good evening, and look for me tomorrow. I'll be somewhere, hopefully fishing tomorrow. If not, we'll do another how-to on something. Oh, I know what I'll do. If it's raining tomorrow, I'll show you my bait tank setup. I keep brim in my bait tank at all times. So whenever I want to go fishing, all I do is go in my backyard and grab me some bait out, and we off and fishing. So I will show you my bait tank setup if it's still raining tomorrow. So everybody, enjoy your day. Have a good evening. Thanks, everybody.